Hi everyone, Caroline here. I've been asked to do a tutorial for this card that I've made for my grandson using the Imala adorable stamp. You get two stamps in this pack. You get the little deer and you get the duckling, and as you can see they're quite big stamps. Right, let's get started. First thing I did was I made a mask for the stamp. So I stamped on oddment card and then I just cut out roughly around the little deer. For this you're going to need an 8x8 card, and I cut out some printed card I had, which I got from the works. I'll show you the pack I have. It was this one I got from the works. It's called White Christmas, which was £3, and you do get quite a lot in there. Gorgeous papers, printed card. And when I cut this, I cut it 7.5 inches square, and I've cut out a circle. I pre-did all these to save you watching me just cutting stuff out, and I did this 6.5 inch diameter. Now before I started, I used the under the mistletoe stamp with the wreath and the holly. I did use a different one on this one, but for today I want to use this one, which I'm going to do for my granddaughter. And I pre-stamped them, and I cut them and coloured them with my Spectrum Noir Tri-Blend brush markers, and then I glittered them up. So it's just a matter of I embossed in silver, and then I coloured in the berries, so which is quite easy. I don't need to show you that. You're all probably very good at your colouring. So that's pre-done. I did that in the blue, which is like an icy colour. And I've also done it in green for my other granddaughter. And you can see I've done a granddaughter thing. Okay. So let's get started. So you get your circle. Just pop that up there. And to get your stamp. Place it fairly central, and just a tad over to the right, so that when you're doing your holly or whichever foliage you want round here, you can use any Christmas foliage. You can, you don't blot him out. So just a tad over to the right. I'm going to stamp him with the acorn one I have. That's the Versifying Clay acorn. I did get out my Fallen Leaves one, but I think that's a bit dark for him. I remember when I did it. This will be the right one. That's come out nicely, hasn't it? So that was the right colour. So that was the Versifying Clay acorn. Clean my stamp. Put that over there. Okay, I'm going to colour him in now using my tri-blends. They're the brush ones I have. I haven't got the others. So they're on my list of things to want. And I'm going to use the Earth Brown blend. I'm just going to do in the ears there, just to give some shading in the ears. So places where you know it needs shading, it's a little bit round under where the mouth is. That's in there. And this one is the Fair Skin blend, and it's the lightest one. So I'm just going to blend that in. I want to go down his neck there. This does lighten as well when you use the light end as well. Again, as you can see, I'm shading in places with the different blends. Covering his ears. He is cute, isn't he? The duckling is as well, it's gorgeous. I think this is one of my favourite stamps this Christmas. Keep going with it until you have it exactly as you want it. I think shading really makes your card look, your image look more realistic, a little bit more 3D. Just go over with a light one or a different colour to blend it in, so there's no hard edges. And what you can do is flick through with a pen if you want any darker hair. Or if you feel you've missed bits, you can always go back after. Try and go down a little bit beyond where the stamp is there. Where do you think his neck would be? I'm going to use a bit darker here above the nose. So his nose stands out a bit. He makes a perfect little baby Rudolph. Absolutely perfect. Gorgeous. Right. Excuse me. We're going to do the background now. And for that, I'm using a mask. Now I have a plastic one, but all you have to do is cut card and cut along and do some hills effect for the back. I'm using Distress Oxide, tumbled glass, and the Faded Jeans for the sky. But for the with the finger dauber, I'm going to flick up where the hills are. I'm going to use the Faded Jeans. So just tap off any excess that you have on it, because you don't want it too dark. Set it just below his ear there, and then just flick up. Very gently, not hard. Can you see that? You do it a little bit closer. And the same on the other side. Just flick up. There we are. And then a bit of a snowdrift further down here. There we are. At the end we're going to glitter along here. Now we're going to do the sky. So I'm using my blender, and I'm going to put my mask over him there. And just behind, so I don't go onto the foam on my stamping platform for the colour. Just put some paper behind. From the side working, I always go a little bit down so that you can see the line around, otherwise you get a white edge if you go too close. And this is the tumbled glass. If you want, you can put a little moon mask in as well. Right, I'm going to use the Faded Jeans now, because we want a bit of a night sky. You can see there's like little clouds drifting over because I've not done it a solid colour. I know what I'm going to do is I need to colour his eyes in, and for that I'm using just any marker that's a black with a decent sized tip. Gorgeous big Bambi eyes these. And just go over and do the eyelashes. Like that. And then, excuse me, my throat's a bit thick this morning. And then just in the nose there, we want those black. That's why I left them white. Like that. Just a little bit of colour where you can... But you don't need to colour the nose, okay? You will keep touching it up as you go along and you think, oh, I've missed a bit. But don't worry. Okay. Now I have some little tree, a little tree stamp. They were just a part of a set I got off eBay. So any little Christmas trees you have, let me pop that here down there. And what I do is I use my mask again. So that the tree isn't stood on the hill, it's actually behind the snowdrift. Yeah. That makes sense. And for this, I'm going to use my Versifying Clay Twilight Blue. I'm going for a bit of a frosted look on this card. You see that now? You see how it's tucked in behind the hill? And while there's still ink on it, I'm going to go a little bit further up there. So it's like a tree in the background, and do a sort of a second generation stamp. And it just gives it dimension that that's in the background, that's in the foreground. Same with the other side. You can either do some little deers if you've got any, but I'm going to do more trees. So again in the foreground. I'm going to glitter these up after as well. And then again, don't re-ink it. Just pop it down in the background. Stamp it down. As you can see, it's behind the hill. Now with my finger dauber, I just go over the like little drifts in the snow. It's coming together, isn't it? Right, okay. That's all the stamping done. And now we're going to do a bit of glittering. I'm going to do, using my Quickie glue pen, going along the edges of the snowdrifts. And on the tree branches where the snow has fallen. I think my grandchildren are going to love these cards this Christmas. You could also use a white Posca pen, gel pen, if you want, or even fluffy stuff. If you want a more 3D. Just sprinkling on a bit of glitter here. I'm using the Paper Mania glitter. That's glittered up the trees. Back up a little bit. Glittered up the trees. That's the back. And now we're going to do his nose. Rudolph's red nose. I'm using my zigzag two-way glue for this because it's a thicker end. Be sure to cover all the brown bits. And any red glitter that you've got. I've had this years from doing glittering up wine glasses. See, his lovely red nose. Put that back in the jar. I use the sticks to clear pink tray, which has the nozzle at the end, so that as you collect glue in it, you can put it down. And I keep a little extra jar for putting all that glue in, and I have lots of mixed colour in there, and it really does make a lovely glitter. Just pop the stopper back in, and it's like does like multicolour glitter. You can see that, but it's very handy. Just waft that into my bin, my dustbin. Okay. Now we need a bit of a snow effect, so I use the Thirsty Brush white lace, and it's a double up, so it makes it very, very thick. And just spray a little water in, not too much. Get a fan brush. It's a bit more than that. Just mix it up until it's thick. It goes really creamy. Tap off the excess that might be on it, because otherwise you'll get big blobs. And from a height, just tap your fan brush over. That's it. That's enough. And I'm going to dry that now with my heat gun. Normally I leave it to dry overnight. I'll come back to, you know, do a couple, come back the day after and finish them off. But for quickness now, I'm going to use my heat gun. But do it from above, not from the side, otherwise they'll run forwards. Okay, now we need to make our card up. Be sure to stamp in your card before you do any construction on your card. It's quite quick, isn't it, for the colouring? And the thing that takes the time is cutting out the stamping, cutting out the holly, glittering it, colouring it. That's the thing that takes the time. So do set aside time for yourself to do that. Be sure to get as near to the edge as you can with this, and it doesn't curl up. Plenty of glue on, but it doesn't lift. And place that right in the centre. This paper I've used has like a snow pattern on it, so it looks like it's coming down into it. I don't want to smudge that, so that's okay. And now I'm going to put on the the holly, and I'm going to put them on foam pads, so again that takes time. I'm going to cut this because I don't want it as a full wreath, I just want parts of it. And do your layout first, exactly where you're going to put it. Don't want to go too over the edge because it doesn't fit in your envelope if you do. know how many you need. It's all trial and error. And of course you can go all the way around if you wish, or just halfway around. But just cover up the neck part so he's within it, like that. Right, I'm going to foam pad these up now. Put that back there. Quite quick. And the last one. And they're nicer with the foam pads behind because it just raises it and gives it that little 3D look. But you don't have to if you don't want to. So I'm going to start at the bottom because we're layering on top of each other. Again, stay within your card confinements where your envelope will be. Covering his neck up there. I'm going to cut that little bit of a bit off there. Put that there. And I think I might just put an extra one up there. Although, yeah, I'll put an extra one up there. There we are. Now you can add extra foliage as well if you wish. I have quite a few that I keep them in a tub. I pre-cut, and I have a cutting day where I pre-cut everything. And let's get them out. I have some in silver, white glitter card. Silver glitter card. Just find what you think of. Look nice. And I use for putting this in, I use the Collal 3D gel glue. I'm going to cut these down so that they don't stand out too much, but they are in the background. It's just a matter of building up your card so you get it exactly as you want it. And making it pretty. Down here. I think sometimes the foliage makes it so pretty. A bit of white as well. So have a day cutting out your foliage, and I think you'll be glad you did. It's cutting. A bit of extra here. It's worth the extra time. You see? So pretty. I think we're done with that. Now, you can add little berries or diamantes. Excuse me. And, it's up to you. Of course, you can add a bow as well on Rudolph there. or you can add it, you know, without the foliage on. Do your foliage up just to that bit and add a bow here, which is nice, and that's nice. So it has a little red bow. So it's just a matter of playing around with it really. And like I say, it'll be for my granddaughter, so I will put a little die cut granddaughter on there. And that's it really. Just have a good play and enjoy building up your picture. Thanks for watching. Bye.